to another episode of Heels Up. Today we're doing the October 19th episode of Raw. I am Reggie Lincoln and this is Vlad St. Valentine. How's it going, brother?
It's going great now that I'm not here all by my lonesome. I had the Al Snow episode last time. It was just me, the heads, and the voices they provided. So actually,
sorry
it wasn't
about that.
that lonely, really. They're just not as good conversationalists.
Nothing more than a normal day.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So, Caidan, how's it going, buddy?
Not bad, not bad. How are you guys?
I'm glad you're back, man. I'm glad you guys are all back.
Right here.
So, our season premiere episode of Raw, is this the first time that they've made a big deal about a season premiere? It seems like, at least in a while.
Yeah.
I guess because they had to for Fox, because Fox is big on their season premiere crap, so they felt they had to do for the same thing for USA Network. Yeah, the season premiere didn't feel nearly as jam-packed full of cool crap as the SmackDown one did.
Of course not.
But we did open up with something relatively awesome.
Oh, man, we opened up with Alexa Bliss. She just stood there and said, let him in.
Fiend comes out, does his... She does this little tittering, and again, I'm going to compare it to the Evil Dead Linda laugh, because we just did our Evil Dead review, which if you haven't checked out yet, you totally should.
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
So, anyway, kudos to Caidan on putting that one together.
Thank you.
But she stands in the ring, Fiend does his entrance, and they just stand there like the dark couple they are, holding hands stoically in the ring. And as they do so, Retribution comes out. Now, Retribution and them have been getting into it a little bit on social media, which is always weird to see the Fiend doing stuff in kayfabe on social media. Like, I'm cool with Bray Wyatt doing his Twitter where he's like, check out this metal band or this cool picture I saw. But, like, putting the Fiend in kayfabe and that stuff is just a little out of place. But
well, that's how the kids operate these days.
Yeah, the Fiend ain't one of them, man.
Yeah, you old boomer.
I'm just, all right, look, man. You name me one good horror movie that involves modern technology. I'll wait.
They named a video game after it, actually.
What was it? The Fear.com sucked. That Unfriended sucked. All these movies that involve cellular phones killing you, they all suck. Like, the most modern piece of technology that was in a scary movie effectively was a fucking VHS tape in the ring. But while they're standing in the ring, Retribution does come out and Mustafa Ali puts his hands up, lights go down, you hear him say, get him, but, where'd they go?
Where'd it go? Yeah.
It was like the Ninja Turtles scene for the opening of the movie, you know?
Yeah.
I expected like the Alexa backstage with the Fiend. She's like, I lost a sigh.
I lost the side.
Then it is gone.
But I can get it back.
Raphael.
Once we seen the Fiend and Alexa disappear, Retribution in the ring alone, out comes the Hurt Business. And they came to put a hurting on them. They really did.
This was a pretty physical match. I am really, really liking, I don't remember which ones are which as far as Retribution goes. Dominic Dijakovic.
T-Bag.
T-Bar. Right?
T-Bag.
T-Bag.
Yeah.
T-Bag.
T-Bag, I'm liking him more and more. The more I get to watch him in the ring.
He's still not comfortable with that mask.
No.
I probably wouldn't be comfortable with it either.
I wouldn't want to go around looking like Twisty either, but, you know.
Well, during the match, he kept making sure that it was on straight so he could see.
What are you going to do? And which one's Predator?
Mace.
Mace
Windu. Got it. Mace Windu needs a little more time to shine, but Dominic Dijakovic, I think more than the rest of them, is getting some time to shine out there as their big, imposing, kind of Bane-esque sort of character.
Yeah. The
match itself was a clean victory for the Hurt Business, though.
It was actually a good match. You know, usually like matches like this are just cluster.
I hesitate to call it a good match. It was a physical match. There wasn't a lot of finesse to this one. And the storyline early on, especially, was Retribution kind of isolating the Hurt Business guys and like a double, triple, quadruple teaming them kind of on the outside and taking advantage of stuff and, causing interferences and distractions and things like that. But ultimately, the end kind of comes out of nowhere where T-Bag gets put in the Hurt Lock and taps out. And that's that's it. Mystique gone for those guys. And
Yeah, it really is, honestly.
as Mustafa Ali and the other
Yeah.
guys from Retribution hop back up on the ring looking dumbfounded, they look as confused as the rest of us that this match ended so quickly. Like, what the fuck? But lights go out again. Fiend sounds play. And this was a pretty cool moment. The red lights come up and Fiend's just standing on the apron next to Mustafa Ali.
They're just looking all dumb and stuff.
Excuse me, next to Mufasa. Looks over at him as soon as Mufasa realizes he's there. He throws him down, just puts a beat down on all of them. Like catching little Jason, little Voorhees, like just and swinging him to that sister Abigail just without losing any momentum was good to watch. He needed a good sister Abigail since Alexa's been showing him up lately, so this was the one, I suppose. Makes the Fiend look good. Definitely takes a little bit of the mystique off Retribution, especially later on, going back to the technology thing, because I don't want to really address it specifically, but Mustafa Ali later on in the night will cut a promo with the rest of Retribution center at him, talking about his power is in causing chaos through canceling people online, because apparently he is Twitter the person.
Cancel culture.
Yeah,
that's what we're getting at.
That's what this is apparently. But like, again, going back to it, the Fiend is supposed to be a supernatural being. I don't think your cell phones are going to work against him. Like, what? I know secrets. What secret about the Fiend are you possibly going to dig up that he is going to be ashamed of? The Fiend eats babies. Yeah, he does. He puts a little bit of dill and paprika on there and a twist of lemon, and they're delicious. They taste like chicken.
Hollandaise babies.
So after the commercial break, we go into our next match. AJ Styles, who comes out with this massive man of a bodyguard.
Yeah, we got the door guard guy from Raw Underground is now AJ Styles' bodyguard. So I guess this is the second coming of Diesel. You know, Diesel. For those of you who are too young to remember, Kevin Nash was once known as Diesel and got his start coming in in the WWF, which used to be what the WWE was called, as Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, Diesel. The more you know.
It's on YouTube. Look it up.
Yeah. He had the championship. He beat Bob Backlund for it. See, Bob Backlund was this is gonna take too long.
But yeah, he comes out with this massive man, and he just cuts the promos. No fear at all.
Well, the promo he cuts is just, I beat Jeff. I'm the real leader. Raw finally has a real leader. It was never Monday Night Rollins. Screw that guy. I'm gonna beat Matt. It was just a braggadocious. It's his first night here, but ultimately it just felt like filler because we got 3 hours to get through. The big bodyguard, they don't address it. Like if they had taken the promo time for him to like address the fact that he had this giant dude standing next to him, that might have been one thing, but it doesn't say a damn word about him, does he? I didn't say that.
Nah. I guess he needed a job since they cut Raw on the ground.
Well, yeah, you're not going to just get rid of a guy like that. He's too imposing and too much fun to have around, I suppose. But I do like the way the bodyguard was during. All right, so Matt comes out and the ref's trying to get the match started, and the bodyguard will not get out of the ring. And, the ref finally is like, I'm going to count to 5. And he starts counting him out. And the big dude just grabs his hand. He just puts it down slowly for him. Doesn't say a word. Just looks at him. And the ref's like, please, I'm just trying to do my job. I don't care what you do to the match. Just please get out. And the dude's finally just.
All right.
He's like begging AJ. AJ's like, I can't do anything. You talk to him. I'm just here, man.
All you had to do was ask nicely, buddy.
But throughout the match, there was a couple of times, again, real subtle. AJ gets thrown to the outside and Matt's on the apron and he goes to do like a running knee and the big dude just steps near the apron and that makes Matt stop in his tracks. But the end, again, great match between the two. I would like to see those two go yard at a pay-per-view sometime. Mm-hmm. It was fun to watch them go at it. But the end comes, Matt's on the outside and the bodyguard walks around to him and just slowly makes a fist and Matt just panics. Hops in the ring, gets kicked right in the head, needs a Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. AJ wins.
Great match.
Matt continues his losing streak. So Matt is another one of those people who's going to end up like Shinsuke faster than Shinsuke did with an NXT great who's going to have the shine wiped right off of him. So Keith Lee's getting there on a slow path and Matt's getting there on the fast path, I guess.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, not even talking about that. Just the way they're being booked overall, they're just going to be lost in the mid card eventually.
Yeah, I called it.
And I
called it when they brought Lee up. I was like, Rip Lee.
So after this, we go backstage and Drew McIntyre cuts a promo. And honestly, more filler promo. He's going to beat up Randy. He's a badass, blah, 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 blah. The only highlight of this is He's wearing all black, and he's like, people ask me why I wear all black. They ask me if I'm going to a funeral. I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
And what's with the black?
Looks like you're going to a funeral.
Maybe I am.
Oh, you son of a bitch. After that, we get the Raw Women's Championship match between Asuka and Lana because...
Why not?
Yeah.
It's not pay-per-view worthy.
Well, yeah, because they didn't have the pay-per-view, obviously. They had tonight, and this was not much of a match. Lana got a little bit of offense in, probably more than I thought she would.
Oh, yeah.
But she taps the Asuka lock pretty quickly, and as soon as she does, Nia and Shayna show up. They knock Asuka down and put Lana right through that damn table again.
Of course they do. Because, I mean, this is a weekly thing now.
Screw you, Miro. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Vince is a petty, petty man. After this, though, Shayna tries to attack Asuka afterwards, and Asuka fights back, tossing Shayna out, giving her the butt check on the apron, and then bails out, avoiding the superior numbers. So Asuka at least doesn't go out like a punk bitch. Come back from commercial, though, and the women's tag team champions are still in the ring, talking about they're together, they're a team, even though they had the cutest little argument back and forth over using like which words they would use. I'd say dominant. No, we're a team. No, that's not the right.
All right, we'll slam the phone down together. 1, 2, 3. You didn't slam the phone down. You slam it down. All right, we'll slam it down. Ready?
I feel like we should leave the room, but this is a pretty cute fight.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
Precious.
Yeah. Haystacks and Wednesday.
Haystacks and Wednesday. The tag team we never thought we needed or wanted, but damn it, I'm glad we have.
We got it anyway. Whoever the writer is behind that.
That one worked. Yeah, it's like the
that
bar.
worked.
But so Haystacks and Wednesday basically say that, they're the most dominant force in the women's division. And if anyone wants to do anything about it, they're more than welcome to come out and try, which basically was the floodgate button to like, all right, every woman we just got in the draft, get out there now. And because it's going back to the whole, we don't have time to develop the women's division. So let's just shove them all in one match every night. So we have like going back to where every week it was a triple threat or a 6-man or 6-woman tag team match, like every damn week, just so we get as many women in there as possible. And then maybe a Charlotte and Becky match later.
Mm-hmm.
You think the men's mid card has it bad?
So yes, tag teams come out now.
Yeah, Mandy and Dana come out first, and then the most insulting thing of the night, Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce come out together.
Like, why? Like, what was the point? If you're going to put Peyton Royce in a tag team, why did you break up the Iconics?
I think it was just for tonight because they obviously didn't get along during the match.
No, they did. And if I see Peyton Royce in another tag team, I'm going to be even more pissed.
Super pissed.
Royally pissed.
Royally, that's what it was. Royally pissed. Fuck that one up. Oh, well.
Would one even say iconically pissed? Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the Riot Squad. Sorry, we got to round that out.
Yeah,
there.
them too. Yeah.
Yeah, the Riot
Whatever.
Squad. So we get a fatal 4-way tag team match between all these women's teams. Titles are on the line. Everyone gets their time to shine for the most part, except Peyton Royce.
She got a little bit. Not too much, but she got a little bit.
Before the match started, she got to do that crossbody, and then Lacey Evans did the scariest backflip I've ever seen off the apron, where she almost hit her head on the damn floor. But that was pretty much it for Peyton. Like, during the match started proper, she didn't do a whole hell of a lot. The end of the match comes when the Riot Squad hits their kind of double tandem finisher on Lacey Evans, and Nia bills him out of the ring and hits Samoan drop on Lacey, picks up the 1, 2, 3. So the women's tag team champs, they do look strong coming out of this after challenging those women, but allowed all the new female acquisitions to show them off their talents a little bit tonight, except for Peyton Royce. I get why they did it, but like, if you're just searching for time to fill, which, was evident with some of the promos that were cut tonight by especially AJ and Randy's later on, like, I don't know, maybe have more than just one match where you cram all the women in together.
Yeah.
2 tag team matches. So that
I agree.
I don't know. A little bit more time to shine and develop in different storylines with personalities and things we can follow along with. That's why this is, all right. The Attitude Era was not superior because it was titties and brutality, okay? It was well, that was there, and it was great. But every person on the card had a storyline going on that was at least interesting enough that you wanted to keep seeing what happened with their storyline. Like, very seldomly did you have someone on a low card that didn't mean a damn thing. And those people were usually jobbers that were out of the company very soon afterwards. And now there's just so much fucking filler just to get through crap. And then the matches seem like an afterthought. And then you get filler to get to the little bits of storyline you want to get to tonight. Like, I don't know. I didn't have fun tonight. I didn't have fun watching wrestling this evening, I guess.
But
I'm being pissy. Sorry. I haven't had my nap. A little bit of a headache.
But we do get into one of the big highlights of the night after this, the Elias concert.
That was actually a good song.
It was really good.
2 songs. He kind of melded into.
I might buy the album.
Rock and roll wrestle Jesus.
Oh man, I hope Jesus ain't that ugly.
It's a Christian rock album, dude. Rock and roll wrestle Jesus.
No, it's a it's a blues album is what it is. It's kind of got that
Not sure what to
Chicago-y.
consider it.
It's got that Chicago-y Bob Seger. You got the choir in the background doing the a little bit of the Motown leftover, feel to it, doing the background stuff too.
Lead me on and amen, and he's gonna lead me, and yeah, that's all Christian rock, buddy.
All right, well, fair enough. I don't know why you picked up on that. I'm the Christian. Yeah, the song we heard sounded good. I liked it. Elias does a song and a half, basically. Goes off half-heartedly a little bit. Then it's like, all right, I know you guys want an encore. Tells the dude, give him his guitar. Guys back to the stage. Obviously, Jeff Hardy, and plays like a little metal riff because Jeff Hardy, I'm sure he can play a fucking guitar.
Yeah, he's got a band.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. I wonder if they ever tour with the Luchagors.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy, once he figures out it's Jeff Hardy, Jeff just tries to swing the guitar at him. Jeff misses, but Elias runs off. So Jeff gets the upper hand on that.
Later on the night, though, we will see Elias walking around backstage, and he challenges Jeff to a match at Hell in the Cell. So I'm sure Jeff's going to accept that. We'll probably do that. They'll probably say something about it on Raw Talk. But yeah, Hell in the Cell, Jeff versus Elias. It'll probably be a pre-show match, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But Elias will probably win since it's his first match back, I guess.
Probably.
So Jeff's just done being pushed. He got his little short IC title run. Now he's back to being the veteran guy who eats pins for new dudes. And
he's got to count off those ladders, man.
I got 6 more ladders till I can retire.
Oh, yeah.
So I can go sign with
Don't
AEW.
take the Y way, Johnny. Don't take the ladder way. It's the hard way. You take that Miz and Randy way. You take that easy way. You do the same 4 moves over and over again. They have minimum bumps. Don't take the ladder way, Johnny.
6 more ladders till he joins AEW.
So we go backstage to Miz and Morrison, and they get confronted by Tucker.
Yeah, and Miz and Morrison, their banter is still just absolutely hilarious. Miz has been getting a little more serious, a little more intense, but Morrison is just playing dumb the whole time, and just Morrison's the best.
He is. He really is.
Loving it. Tucker comes up and confronts him and challenges him to a tag team match tonight. He's like, I'm going to find a tag team partner somewhere here because you're screwing my friends' lives. You're an a-hole, you're a petty dick, and yada, 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 yada. So we're going to get a tag team match between Miz Morrison versus Tucker and TBD. And we all know TBD's a tough son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Up next, we had Kofi Kingston taking on Sheamus. Pretty long promo. Again, filling time, man. Long promo beforehand, or not really.
Sentimental moments.
Well, it was the talking crap back and forth between Sheamus and Kofi and Xavier, which was at least entertaining when they do it because they're entertaining in general, especially talking about Sheamus's butt getting exposed and how ashy it was. It's like, you're ashy as fuck on TV, man. Come on.
You know why? Do you know why so many Caucasians need facelifts? Because we don't know about lotion.
So the match gets underway between Sheamus and Kofi, and pretty good match. Sheamus is using his power to dominate a bunch, but Kofi is still a damn champion, so it's a good back and forth match. Neither guy looks weak
battle
here.
between former champions.
And I love the fact that they're not putting Kofi back in the little guy getting beat up by big guy getting put down, because they're still treating him like
getting his ass kicked though.
Well, look,
until a certain
weight
moment.
class is a thing for a reason. Sheamus is gonna beat up on Kofi, at least initially, and dominate physically because he's a stronger man. But Kofi's a fucking champion who's got the agility and endurance to survive and weather those things, and they showed it off.
Yes,
and
they did.
I'm glad they keep going with that, you know?
Yeah. Once they seen Big E watching.
So Big E was on the Thunderdome. So was Mark Henry at one point too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Ric Flair and
Ric Flair came on later on during the Keith Lee.
JBL came on later on too.
Yeah, JBL during the Keith Lee Braun Strowman match. But anyway, back to the Sheamus versus Kofi. Great match. It was I don't know if it was better than the Matt versus AJ as far as wrestling goes, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was probably the match I had the most fun with during the night, I think.
Yeah, it was better show match. Matt and AJ was better technical.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But Kofi rallies after Big E, see on the screen, and he hits the Trouble in Paradise and gets a clean win over Sheamus. Good match. I'll take it, man. Had a good time. So I liked it.
Yeah.
Poor Sheamus, though. Sheamus is one of those people like Corbin, though. It doesn't seem how many times he loses. He doesn't seem to lose any steam. He's still, they're Bebop and Rocksteady. Literally for Sheamus.
You're a rhinoceros. And you're a... I don't know what you are. All right, let me look. I'm a little piggy.
Before we get into our next match, we go backstage with the Hurt Business. You know, they're having their little banter, and then Titus walks up and talks to them about wanting to join the Hurt Business because he has the look, and, you know, he feel like he fits in well with the group, which I think he does. So MVP told him, let's talk about this.
MVP in the Hurt Business, you know, and Titus, I think, would be a great fit, honestly. And I'm not just saying that because he's a well-dressed black man like the rest of the guys in the group, but let's face it, it's a group of well-dressed black men. You got Titus O'Neil, who's not been done dick with since, what was the tag team he had with, what's his face way back in the day when they were champions?
Titus Worldwide?
No, before that.
Oh, the Primetime Players?
That's the last time that man was relevant. Primetime Players.
Yeah, he was relevant during Titus World Slide.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Meme relevancy, got it. So you want to rehabilitate Titus, right? You put him in those couple of Raw Underground matches to show maybe he's got a tough side to him. He's not all about just kissing his kid on the mouth and doing charity work. Cool, but he lost, so he doesn't look that great. I can understand why, you know, sorry, I was about to get into spoilers there, maybe a little bit. So let's finish out the thing. We'll talk about it. Let's finish it up here.
So MVP told him, hey, we talked.
They deliberate for a split
business.
second. Ty's like, man, I can't wait to work with you. He's like, no. We're in business.
We're in business.
Not you, you know. And then they jump Titus and beat him up and look like a damn idiot. Which is a shame, you know, because, all right, maybe MVP is just a bastion of progress and the fact that Titus himself implied the fact that he was black was a reason why he should be in the group, because he did.
You're spilling all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's part of the sloppy Viking look, man.
Yeah, but you're spilling it on Lucy.
Oh, well, she doesn't seem to mind.
Of course not.
She's like, no, Daddy, I'm getting tipsy.
But back to what you were saying.
Oh, fuck, man, I got derailed. Well, Titus himself, like he says, I dress the part and I look the part. So Titus himself implies that being black is a reason why he should be in the group. So maybe MVP is just a bastion of progress and was offended by that notion, and that's why they jumped him. The Hurt Business sees past color, and the fact that someone would imply that it was about color upset them greatly.
Yeah.
I'll pretend that's why they jumped him.
And I like that. I mean, but then again, they tried to recruit Apollo. They tried to recruit Ricochet.
Yeah, you don't see them going after any white boys, do you?
Oh, no, because they're going to think, oh, he's the Owen Hart of the group.
Everyone needs a nugget. I'm ultimately really disappointed with this because here's what you could have done even if you don't want Titus in the group. You could have said, all right, Titus, we can't go after Ricochet right now, so if you want to be in the Hurt Business, you go have a match with Ricochet, and if you win, you get to be in the Hurt Business. Kind of like what they did with Mortis in the Ravens Flock back in WCW.
Yeah.
Slap him again for us. What's going on here?
And Titus goes out there and loses the match because he's Titus and you don't want him in the Hurt Business. And then they come out and he's like, you know, hey, and then they just beat him up after that because he failed him. But just jumping him for no reason, just making him look like a complete goon and also missing the opportunity to actually have another damn match instead of having a lot of filler promos tonight just seemed like a giant missed opportunity.
They could do so much with Titus O'Neil.
Ultimately, you're right. Why not have him in the group? He doesn't hurt.
Either in the group or against the group. It won't hurt.
Against the group, he'd end up like Apollo, just being a chump and losing all the time. But in the group, that gives Titus a shot in the arm the way it's giving Shelton Benjamin a shot in the arm. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Like, it's not like there's one pie, and if you cut it up, everyone gets less fucking pie. Bringing Titus along just adds to the stock of your wrestlers, man, because you're going to make another one of your wrestlers relevant again instead of just being in the doldrums of. He's not even in the mid card. He's nothing.
Well,
No,
we
he's just all
don't
charity
particularly
work.
know the Hurt Business for their charity work, though, like we know Titus for his charity work.
No, but we know MVP is about exploiting younger, more talented men to make himself relevant. That's what this is ultimately the Hurt Business about. MVP doesn't actually care about any of these people. That's the ultimate overarching thing. He's manipulating Bobby Lashley. He's manipulating all these young men and beating them into submission with the ones he's already convinced to basically push his own agenda and make himself relevant, you know, and he's the manipulating the show. It's like, oh, I'm not the leader. I'm not the leader. Bullshit. You think Bobby Lashley's coming up with any damn ideas? Hell no.
This is the same storyline that was in TNA. You know, yes, he made it seem like Bobby Lashley was running thing when it was really about him.
So again, MVP is the master manipulator, and having another piece on the board to play with, and you know, a big imposing guy like Titus, ultimately, with the logic of MVP and what he does and who he is and the character on the show, I don't think just beating down Titus O'Neil, especially someone who's voluntarily wanting to come be part of your group, makes sense. Especially since he tries so hard to recruit people and has to go through wars with them basically when they refuse.
Mm.
And here's a guy who's willing to come join, who's an imposing figure, who has been a tag team champion before, who potentially could be sent to your Hurt Business boot camp and rehabilitated.
Yeah.
First ever 24/7 champion.
That make no sense.
That does not make sense.
I guess Vlad stepped out for a bathroom break before we announce our next match. So within these last 15 seconds, right, Caidan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we found myself a new broadcast partner for the time being. Ladies and gentlemen, El Rane de Plata. Yeah, so we searched globally, far and wide, the highest mountain and the lowest valley to find them.
See.
And now we get into our next match. The Miz and Morrison versus Tucker and El Gorgado, right?
El Gran Gordo.
El Gran Gordo. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at Spanish.
So it's okay. That's Vlad's drink.
Woo, boy, it's hot in here. So, as we start the match.
You are, as we would say, muy caliente, my friend.
Yes, muy caliente. I said fuego, right?
Yeah, 3 fuego emojis. Tres
Fuego emojis. Put them on there.
I told you to knock that shit off. You want to break kayfabe? I'll fucking break kayfabe, all right? You knock that shit off right now.
Wow, I forgot about that.
I almost had him done with it, man. It was a long distant memory.
I'm gonna make us some custom dumpster fire emojis. How about that?
Dude, you're like the fucking it's like memes herpes. I thought I was done with it, and then we gotta flare up it again. Thanks, Caidan. Fucker.
What's up?
Lucy want to be a part of it.
Oh, okay.
Chopping the dog.
Chop the dog.
That's what I call masturbating.
All right, so we got Tucker and El Gran Gordo versus The Miz and Morrison.
That's right. Tucker searched far and wide, just like you did tonight, and brought back one of the greatest luchadors of all time, El Gran Gordo. You know, he actually taught me. I was trained by El Gran Gordo. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Not in wrestling, pie eating contest.
Even better. Congratulations, man.
It's really hard to do it through the mask, but when you're dedicated to something, you make it work.
Hey, just like they made it work tonight. Because, hey, El Gran Gordo, correct?
Mm-hmm. El Gran Gordo, yeah.
He got a big splash on, I don't know what they call it. What did they call it again?
The La Torta.
The La Torta on The Miz.
It's a sandwich. It's a Mexican sandwich, so him splashing onto Morrison is kind of, it's funny.
We call it elevator bomb, is what we call it back where I'm from.
Yeah.
So, but El Gran Gordo does pick up the victory tonight.
As the Lucha House Party watches.
Yeah, the 24/7 stampede goes through the middle of the match, causing a distraction, and Otis is able to take advantage of this and beat the Miz. And the Lucha House Party does come down to ringside. They just show him for a second. They don't come and celebrate with him just for a split second. They're just like, hey.
Like, hey, mask. And wait, should I be offended? No.
No, because they know, like I do, because they are luchadors of great renown, and they understand that the old and wise El Gran Gordo rarely makes appearances. And to see him with something special, and these men needed, like the young man in a crowd who reaches out to touch Superman's cape, they just needed to be near the excellence of El Gran Gordo.
Oh, yeah.
So the legends are true.
Oh, well, welcome back.
Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. Did you guys find someone to fill in for me, or?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It only costs $200 on Craigslist.
That's like a
Pesos.
year subscription to his OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get the sale?
After the match, we cut backstage. Tucker, the legendary El Gran Gordo, and the New Day are celebrating their victory when Mandy Rose comes up and proves that she's the greatest girl from all time and brings El Gran Gordo, who, if you guys haven't caught on, was Otis with a luchador mask on. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to spoil it for you. That's like telling someone Santa wasn't real. Shit, man, my bad.
Wait, he's not?
You forgot he's younger than us. He doesn't know all these things.
Look, dude, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, and the legitimacy of pro boxing are all fake.
Well, at least pro wrestling's real. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
So after this, we get the Firefly Funhouse. Bray's unpacking his stuff now that he's, moved to the new show. And he's like, I miss all my friends on SmackDown, but I can't wait to make new friends. And then laughs about beating up Retribution earlier. We cut to a little rambling rabbit back and forth where Rambling's like, I want a new start and I don't want to get eaten anymore. And Bray's like, we're going to be friends and future together. Then immediately gets fucking eaten by the vulture.
Yeah, because Rambling Rabbit wanted to be a better husband and father.
You know what? I'm not going to get into the Firefly Funhouse extended universe. I don't care that much. I didn't care about Hawkeye's wife and kids. I don't care about Rambling Rabbit's wife and kids. The best thing that happened in this segment was the debut of Alexa Bliss in the Firefly Funhouse.
With the Freddy Krueger sweater on, man. You see that?
Yeah, I was totally rocking the Freddy Krueger sweater. I actually wrote that down on my notes too. It's funny.
We mentioned that too.
I didn't say much. She just like, we're gonna have lots of fun together. And they laughed and looked sinister. And it was awesome, man. I'm glad that she's become a full-fledged part of this. And I hope it doesn't stop with her. I hope we get more people in this. This could be a ministry of darkness that's actually fun to watch.
Yeah.
Instead of just, weighing things down like the way the NWO did towards their later years, especially when it came to corporate ministry.
Don't remind us.
We had Braun Strowman versus Keith Lee in their first sanctioned match, Braun's first match on Raw. And Braun, honestly, his stock is super low after his match against Roman Reigns. He came out looking like a complete chump.
Selling his injuries,
Well, he did. He was selling his injuries from that match tonight. He was coming in and raising his arms and grabbing his side, selling the side hurting. I thought that was going to be the excuse for him to lose again because Braun has become old Kane super quick. You know what I mean? He just loses. And he got him getting whipped like a government mule by Roman Reigns made him look like the biggest bitch. It really did. It made me stop caring about Braun a lot. Like I was rooting for the guy, probably just right behind Bray as someone I wanted to see as the champion. Now I don't care. He's Big Show and he's the Kane. He's the guy that comes out and looks imposing and might knock some people around and some in-between stuff. But when it comes to the match itself, he's losing. Mm-hmm. I know he's going to lose, which is what made tonight a little surprising. And I'm not sure if I like it too much. I see the necessity in it. So the match itself is just two slabs of beef running into each other, which is just, it's a lot of fun to watch. I'm not going to lie.
Keith Lee was giving most of the beating.
Well, Braun started off strong and then he tries to pick Keith up and then he sells the ribs and Keith's like, no, this is the monster. I'm not going to have sympathy. And he just starts working. He starts going after the ribs, starts trying to hit those points. But eventually he go to pick Braun up and Braun can't really stand. He's like, I'm not done with you. He tries to pick Braun up and Braun headbutts him in the dick, crotches him, hits a big boot and gets the 1, 2, 3 and wins. So Braun wins, but he wins dirty. So it doesn't really do much for Braun. It's I realize you're trying to give Braun some heat back since he just got beat like a little bitch on Friday, but it doesn't do anything by cheating to win. And you're like, well, Rowan cheated to win. That low blow was so far from the pin, it didn't really count as far as in the end goes. And
Pretty
you made
much.
Braun tap out, a guy who's walked away from like car wrecks
He
and
didn't
flipped
tap.
over.
He just
He tapped.
He tapped.
he was out.
No, he tapped.
He tapped.
Did he tap?
He tapped.
He tapped.
They
'Cause he
made
wa-
Braun Strowman tap out on a fucking Friday night. It wasn't, I said this in the last rant. It wasn't at a pay-per-view. It wasn't after his knee got worked over and the only thing is it's hanging on by a tendon. And it wasn't by a submission move by a submission expert who's known by their submission moves. No, it was a Roman Reigns locking in a front guillotine, making the monster choke on an average Friday night. Bullshit. Bullshit. And don't be wrong, this is a real fight. That's totally realistic because that's a real fucking move that a small guy can lock on a big guy to even the odds. Realistically, it's totally realistic. But you've established in the rules of the WWE in your mythological world, because it is a world set apart. That's why we have kayfabe and shoot. We have a separation between the reality. And in the fictional world you've created, people get out of those situations. They can Hulk up out of them. You know what I mean? So if Braun's supposed to be something extra special and your average guy could probably find a way out of that and he just taps, what does that tell me about Braun? And now what does that tell me about Keith Lee losing to him the next night over? And Keith Lee's your new big toy. That shine's going to be off real fast, faster than Shinsuke was. Having the two guys go at each other is definitely something you want to see. So it's definitely, it's tempting to book that match, but it wasn't the time for them to meet in a definitive win-loss thing. And you might say, well, it wasn't a definitive win-loss thing because Keith dick kicks Braun afterwards. Like, I'm not done with you. This wasn't an answer. They're going to keep fighting each other. Fine, but no one looks good at this. Braun looks worse than he ever has. And it's a no-win situation. No matter who wins, that you're beating a guy who's looking tarnished anyway. And it's just gonna make the other guy look even worse. And it doesn't do a whole lot for you. Let me put it this way. It's like the college bracket system in football, right? If a 20 beats like a 25, it's not going to put you up at 1. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's just going to bump that 25 down a little bit lower and bump you up a little bit higher. You still
About
suck.
one slot.
You still both suck. That's where we are with these two now. Keith not as bad as Braun, but it'll give Vince a little bit. Trust me. So our final segment of the night is a promo by Randy Orton, and he's going to cut his promo inside the Hell in the Cell. I guess because he's a melodramatic asshole, and he cuts a really long melodramatic promo. And Randy's really good at these slow, meandering promos. He actually has a way of making them engaging. I mean, part of me thinks it's a slog, and part of me enjoys it. So
Yeah.
I can't really go. I can see how it appeals to some people, and I can see how some people are bored by it. And I'm riding that fence sometimes. Because Randy's really good at cutting a long promo and a long, intense, melodramatic one. Randy should do Shakespeare at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm not tuning into WWE for fucking Shakespeare. That's for damn sure. But Drew comes out mid-promo, and Randy's locked himself in the Hell in a Cell, and he's taunting Drew, and Drew walks over behind the barricade, pulls out some bolt cutters, cuts the bolt. Randy, hops in the ring, grabs a chair, he's banging the chair. He's like, come on. Drew shuts the door behind him. He's like, your ass is mine now. Fade to black. That was it.
Black. Yeah. Look, what the heck?
I guess the people who wrote this episode of Raw really love The Sopranos.
I guess so.
This was a nothing ending. Like, what happened? Did they fight? Did
They don't either watch The Sopranos or Everybody Hates Chris.
You can't do a cliffhanger ending on a live show, y'all. That's not how that works. We can't be like, last time on Raw, and then we just pick up with Randy and him still in the ring next Monday.
Well, normally this is just going to be the dark match after live for the live crowd, but there's no live crowd. So
yeah, do they just cut the feed and then Randy and him just straighten up and like, all right, have a good night, man. I'll see you later.
That's pretty much what they did. I'm willing to bet that.
Whatever.
All right, I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.
So yeah, that was that, I guess. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us on this episode. What'd you think, man? It was a go-home show. It was a season premiere, and I was bored as hell by most of it.
I liked the last performance. I enjoyed the music.
The last performance was good. They had a lot of pyro. The Bray Wyatt stuff everything with Bray was great, like it normally is. AJ's match with Matt was technically good. There's a lot to stuff. I'm complaining, but I guess there's a lot to compliment about it. But just all the filler and in between to get us to the good parts just felt so long. It's just that 3-hour runtime just gets to me by the end of it, man. But good night, bad night, somewhere in between. This one's hard to tell, man. But please like, please subscribe, please follow us on social media. Reggie's running all that stuff. He's gonna
Tell your friends about us.
Yeah, man. Also, please check out our Evil Dead review that's up right now. Really good. We're going to get some more of those things out to you. We really had fun doing it. I think Caidan, you didn't kill yourself while making the video. So, I mean,
No.
It wasn't too stressful, I don't guess. So, all right. You guys got anything?
Yeah.
I'm so fucking whooped after that, after watching that thing. I'm just.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only here for Bray Wyatt and to not get fined.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Like, subscribe, and say hi to your mother for me.